Having internet access when you are traveling abroad is for many travelers as essential as a hotel room to sleep in. Today we're going to talk about a solution to this need, eSIMs, and we are going to share with you our experience with two of the biggest companies selling the product. Hola, ¿qué tal? Hello, I am Tony Galvez from Road Trip Spain and Portugal, where we help you plan the perfect trip with practical information and insider tips. Let's take it one step at a time. Let's start with the basics, which is to explain what an eSIM is. Until not so long ago, in order to use your mobile phone abroad, you had to insert a new SIM card into the device. That has not changed, and here we have already shared some tips on where to buy such a SIM card. But more recently, with advances in technology, the eSIM, embedded SIM, which is a virtual SIM card, has emerged. You no longer need to insert a physical SIM card. The virtual SIM card is configured directly through your mobile phone and stored in it. It's wonderful, isn't it? You don't have to run out and find a shop that sells a SIM card, and you can set up your eSIM before you even leave home, so that you have access to the internet as soon as you arrive at your destination. It is very likely that in the future, eSIMs will force the disappearance of physical SIMs. But at the moment, and this is the main limitation of the technology, only a few devices work with eSIMs. These tend to be the most advanced and expensive devices from many brands, both iOS and Android. In the description of the video, we will leave an updated list of devices so you can check if yours accepts eSIMs. Your device doesn't work with eSIMs, then the content of this video won't be of much use to you for the time being. But when you change device, and if you are interested, find out if the model you are going to buy allows you to work with eSIMs. You can be sure that eSIMs are the future. Let's look now at a quick comparison from a traveler's point of view between the physical SIM card and the eSIM. You buy the physical SIM card when you arrive at your destination and manage to find a shop that sells it. The eSIM you buy online from the comfort of your home before you start traveling. You can only have one physical SIM installed. In some devices up to a maximum of 2, but you can have several eSIMs up to 8 or even 10 depending on the device. The physical SIM can be lost or damaged. That cannot happen with a virtual SIM. You can only activate the physical SIM, that is, have access to the internet, once you have bought and installed it, which as mentioned above, usually happens in the shop. You can activate the eSIM before you leave home, and when you switch on your mobile at your destination, you will already be connected to the internet, even before you leave the plane. You can install a physical SIM card in any model of mobile phone. At the moment, only the most expensive models accept eSIMs. With a physical SIM card, you receive a phone number with which you can make and receive calls. With most eSIM cards, you do not receive the phone number, only data to access the internet. Finally, installing a physical SIM card is quite simple, and you can also rely on the help of the person selling you the SIM card if necessary. As for eSIMs, you will need to know how to set it up on your device, how to activate it, how to turn on and off data, roaming, and so on. It's all very well explained in the instructions you will receive, but if technology scares you, ask that well-known mobile expert near you to help you set up the eSIM. A clarification about calls. Most eSIMs, we'll talk about the exceptions later, do not include a phone number. You are paying to access the internet with your device, just data. You will be able to go online, use social networks, do everything, but you don't get a new phone number. If you want to make calls, you can use WhatsApp or any other app as you please, but you won't have a new mobile phone number to make and receive calls. You could always use your local number for calls, but be careful because when you are abroad, the bill can be very expensive. We have not mentioned prices in the comparison between physical SIMs and eSIMs because it is a very difficult comparison. There are eSIMs that are much cheaper than a traditional physical SIM card, but it all depends on your internet usage. The cheapest eSIMs only include a limited amount of data. More on that later. For us, the advantage of moving away from physical SIMs is the ease with which we can set up internet access before we leave home and be connected as soon as the plane arrives at our destination and we take the phone out of airplane mode. We no longer have to rush out and buy a SIM card as soon as we start our journey. This advantage may not be as important to you as it is to us. Another advantage is that when we visit two different countries, for example, on the same trip we go to Singapore and Australia, we can leave home with one eSIM set up on our mobile phone for Singapore and another one for Australia ready to use. Let's move on to the companies that sell eSIMs. It is a very big business, and where there used to be just a handful of operators in the past, there is now a huge list. Here we will talk about the two eSIMs we already use, each with its advantages and disadvantages. We want to make it clear from the start that we are affiliates of each of the two companies. But unlike many videos you will see on other channels, here we receive absolutely nothing from the companies to put in a good word for them. They don't even know we are recording the video. But every time you book an eSIM with one of the companies using our code, you get a small discount and we earn a small commission. It is a win-win. In addition, not only do we not receive anything from the companies, but we buy the eSIMs we try, paying for each one out of our own pocket. With this video, we want to present each of the two services in an impartial way, with their advantages and disadvantages, so that you can decide which one is more interesting for your travel profile. We don't want to choose for you, we want to share our experience so that you can make an informed decision. The first company we're going to talk about is Holafly, one of the strongest in the market and coincidentally a Spanish company. Visit Holafly's website. Here we show you the mobile version of the site. Among a lot of other information, right at the top you will see a box where you can indicate where in the world you want to use the internet with Holafly's eSIM. You could type in Spain to see the eSIM options available for the country. However, if you plan to visit more than one European country during your trip, we recommend that you do not choose Spain, but rather Europe. The price of the eSIM will be the same, but you will have internet in 32 European countries, including the most popular among holiday makers, from Portugal to Italy, France, Germany, and even the UK. Only tiny Andorra is left out of the list. Holafly eSIMs for Europe also include an Austrian phone number, which is like a local number which can be used in any other European country to make and receive local calls as if you had a local number in each country. When you finalize the purchase of the eSIM, you will receive instructions on how to install the eSIM. One slightly annoying feature of Holafly's eSIM is that it doesn't allow you to self-install from within the app, as you can with Airalo, as we will see next. Holafly will send you a QR code that you will have to scan to easily complete the installation. But be careful, if you only have one mobile phone, you won't be able to scan this QR code with the phone that received it. So forward the QR code to the mobile phone of someone who is traveling with you, or print it out to avoid problems when installing the eSIM. If you are still at home, you can view the QR code on a computer screen and scan it with your mobile phone. Let's talk now about Airalo, a company from Singapore in which Spain's Telefónica has just invested many millions. It is a company that sells eSIMs and, as in the case of Holafly, also sells eSIMs specific to Spain, or more generic ones for Europe. Here it is worth comparing prices, because if you are only going to visit Spain, a Spain-only eSIM from Airalo is more affordable than an eSIM for Europe. In the case of Airalo, you can install the eSIM from within the app. without having to scan a QR code. It's much faster. Then you just follow the on-screen instructions to finish the setup. We're not going to do a tutorial here on how to buy and install an eSIM from each company because it depends on many factors, such as the model of your mobile phone. But if you search the internet, you will find many videos explaining how to complete this installation. Not to mention that both Airalo and Olafly will give you very specific instructions on how to install the eSIMs. Here's a tip from us: you can buy and install the eSIMs days before your trip. You leave it installed on your mobile and activate it on the day of your trip, on the first day of your trip before you leave home. eSIMs are usually valid for a certain number of days from the first connection to the phone network. If you are in the States, for example, your eSIM valid for Spain will not yet connect to any Spanish network while you are still in your home country. And when you are in Spain, it will already be working with a corresponding Spanish network. Let's compare Airalo with Olafly based on our experience with both eSIMs, which have always met our needs well. In terms of prices, without going into other considerations, Airalo's prices are much more competitive than Olafly's. Airalo is significantly cheaper than Olafly. However, if we look at the amount of data provided by each company, Olafly beats Airalo, as its packages for many, not all countries, include unlimited data. Airalo sells packages with limited data, and in the case of the cheaper eSIMs, this amount of data can be quite small. With Airalo, you can share this limited amount of data with other devices you have, such as an iPad or laptop, using your mobile phone as a hotspot. Olafly does not allow you to share data, which is logical considering that it offers unlimited data. With Airalo, you will not have a phone number. With Olafly in Europe, not in other parts of the world, and as mentioned before, you get an Austrian phone number, which can be used in most European countries as if it were a local number to make and receive phone calls. With Airalo, you can buy and install your eSIM using your mobile phone and the Airalo app. With Olafly, you have to make the purchase on the company's website, and for the easiest installation, you will need a QR code printed or on another device that can be read by yours. As you will have seen, there are arguments in favor both of Airalo and Olafly eSIMs. What would be our choice? If, above all, you want to save money and you are not a heavy internet user and don't watch videos or send photos all the time, you just want to have WhatsApp, Google Maps and email, an Airalo eSIM might be the best option for you. If you run out of data, many Airalo eSIMs allow you to top up your data. If unlimited data is more important to you, so you can surf the internet, watch videos, send photos and make video calls, then Olafly is probably better for you. If you want to connect to the internet with your laptop or tablet, taking advantage of your mobile phone connection, you will need to buy an eSIM from Airalo. If you want a local phone number in Europe, you will have to choose Olafly, as Airalo doesn't offer this service. Always compare the products on offer and the prices before you buy anything. There can always be an exception to all of the above. Olafly, for example, in the case of an eSIM for Andorra, is much more expensive than Airalo and does not offer unlimited data. See the importance of comparing? We have already pointed out that we are affiliates of both companies, and as affiliates, we can offer you, followers of the channel, a code that offers a small discount on eSIM purchases. If you're going to buy an Airalo eSIM, access the company's website following our link below the video, and when prompted, insert the discount code Donizetti. If you are going to buy an Olafly eSIM, just click on our link below the video and the discount code will be applied automatically. In any case, it is also Donizetti. The discount is valid for the purchase of eSIMs for use in Spain, Portugal and elsewhere in the world. Everything we have explained here about eSIMs applies to travel to most countries in the world. In the description of the video and also in the first comment we post, we will put the links to the Airalo and Holafly eSIMs. And if you want to buy a traditional SIM card for whatever reason, be sure to watch the video we show you on the screen now, where we share some valuable tips on where to buy one. We look forward to seeing you in this video.